Hello and welcome to part one of Fect TV's special on marriage and relationships. I'm Chris Bennett.
I'm Brie Heffernan.
I'm Jay Kelly.
Okay, I'm going to kick things off here with a bit of a question. Has technology destroyed the quality of relationships? Jay?
Chris, this is a 15-minute show, so thank you for dropping an A-bomb in here.
It's what I do best.
Well, look, what I'd say is it has certainly destroyed the quality of socialising, and by destroying the quality of socialising, of course, you're going to affect relationships. So I think it's probably really good for sad loser loners who spend all their time in their fucking bedrooms, you know, playing World of Warcraft.
Don't put down the sad loser loners. Come on, hang on.
Well, okay, they put themselves down, to be honest with you, just by staying in their bedrooms, playing World of Warcraft the whole time.
Which you can hook up on.
Apparently you can, you know.
Everything
But I mean, so
is
they're
turned
going
into a hookup device nowadays. But even I find technology has made relationships difficult because you text your boyfriend, he Facebooks you back, you email him back, but then he's WhatsApped you. It's very hard to keep up with relationships nowadays.
You're
or even
talking
seeing
words I don't understand.
I was about to say that. Like the last one there was like, SWAT teams you or something like this.
No, but it's funny. WhatsApp is this new app nowadays on phones, and people will WhatsApp you. They'll WhatsApp you quicker than they text you back, so you can't actually gauge whether someone's really into you. Because WhatsApp, it's free, it's everything, it's just an app. So you just WhatsApp. So it's like, hi, how are you? Blah 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 blah, as opposed to a thought-out message like an email or a Facebook message or a text.
But I suppose what I'm trying to get at here really is that the rise of technology, people are they're dating online, they've got their online profiles, they're using Facebook more. As you've said, Jay, these people aren't going out, they're not leaving their parents' basements.
And are they being honest as well? This is the question. If you're putting all this stuff out online, there's more of a tendency for you to hide and hide and hide and hide. And I can think of one particular story. A friend of mine, she has her own business, and there's a photograph of her online because of her own business. And what she was finding is that she was getting messages and getting calls, text messages from different men who wanted to meet her. And she was like, okay, I'm kind of curious about this. So she met the really interesting one. She meets a particular guy in a pub. Now, he'd played himself off a particular way. He said that he was, young, successful, athletic, all these different things. He was 60-something. He was 60-something and old. She goes along. She's there, like, looking around this particular bar. Where is this guy? Nobody looks like him.
When you're chatting up someone on Facebook or something, or you've met someone out some night and they had you as a friend on Facebook and you're chatting to them, you've got the nice profile picture. Everyone puts their best pictures up. If I ever go missing, I want someone to use one of my profile pictures on the back of milk cartons, not a real picture.
So is what you're saying actually, in a way, for these people who would normally find it quite sort of difficult, shall we say, in the shark tank of the dating scene, that actually the rise of technology is helping these people.
It's like nerds gone wild.
Oh, okay. Revenge of the nerds.
Revenge of the nerds. In fact, the double revenge of the nerds. It's probably a good thing because ultimately they are meeting people. They are, pushing themselves out there a little bit further than maybe they would. But realistically, not in a healthy way. Not in the way that they should for their own sanity, for their own mental health.
That's your definition of what's healthy. Another person, a more lonersome person, will stay at home, develop a relationship with someone on Facebook or through whatever internet site they're using, dating website or whatever it is, and then they might meet that person, whereas before they would just have never met anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to wade in on Breed's side on this a little bit. The fact of the matter is, these people who don't get out there, who don't have the chances, marriages are being created through online dating sites, through online websites,
so many
Match.com, who've met people. So the actual sort of the physical, the product at the end of it is a good thing.
Do you know what? You're nearly convincing me just from the point of view that without these particular technologies, these ways for meeting people, they'd be bothering me in pubs with their existence. I'd have to look at them, I'd have to see them, I'd have to press past them at the bar, and their smells and their sweatiness and their bad dress sense.
You're a harsh man.
There are dating websites for disabled people, for people with all sorts of disabilities, whereas before there was nothing for them. So I think that technology is doing fantastic stuff except in the realm of Facebook.
Okay, go on, tell me more.
Facebook is an interesting one. Me and my friends have recently discussed this, and we've done straw polls in relation to the different aspects of it. When you're seeing someone, what's the point when you
have you actually met these friends, by the way, that you're talking about?
Because frankly, they crop up in these statistics.
What's the point in a relationship where you actually are in a relationship? That's a big one for relationships nowadays, in a relationship. And then a relationship has to be properly over to be single again, and that's a big statement on your Facebook page.
It is. It's also very prurient, don't you think? I mean, like, first of all, I have never had the Facebook status of in a relationship. Absolutely never. I just don't see a particular reason for it. Anybody I've gone out with hasn't put up in a relationship or something like this, and I just don't see why you have to put that out there on Facebook. I think
out
it's
of-
prurient.
Out
Canon
of
on
all
this.
my friends who are in a relationship, in my straw poll, 100% of them who are in relationships have either in a relationship or in a relationship with the person's name. 50% just say in a relationship, and 50% have tagged their person's name in it, so anyone from the outside looking in on them can see who they're in a relationship with. But then 50% of people are just happy to
Why
say
is
not
that?
in a
Tell
relationship.
me. You asked them
Well,
if they do this,
It's
but why
because
did they do
your
it?
Facebook has turned into such a public statement of who you are as a person, which is another reason why I think nowadays girls, I've noticed, when they break up with a guy, they take down their relationship status and they take down all the photos of them with him. All this stuff, all this history comes down, whereas guys, they notice that she's taking down the status, so theirs reverts back to single or whatever, but they never take down the pictures of the exes, which men, you need to do.
Actually,
disagree.
I disagree, and I'll tell you for two reasons. One reason is that, why hide it? Why not just leave the pictures there?
Because who needs
Second reason, hang on, there are
Hold
two
on a second,
reasons
Bree.
here, to be honest with you. Okay, sometimes it is appropriate to take some of the pictures down.
Yeah.
Let's say one girl you went out with, really hot.
Yeah.
Leave those pictures up.
Take those pictures
No,
down.
no,
Do
no.
you want them
Leave
your girlfriend
those-
getting a complex?
Yes, yes,
No!
you do. You absolutely
you
do.
don't.
Power.
You
All
don't.
right.
Whoa.
You don't need
Whoa,
to
whoa,
see
whoa, whoa, whoa.
that your boyfriend's ex was hotter than you, or that they seemed happier than
I
you,
think
or
you
that they were
do.
together, or that they had a better
Oh
relationship
my
than
God,
you had.
pictures from Thailand, this kind of thing, on a beach,
Oh,
amazing pictures. Put
It's
that
your
out
own
there,
fault if you were unable to do anything on your own in Thailand.
Right, look at
Oh, burn.
Let me
oh,
bring
burn.
this conversation back. Let me bring this conversation back, because this could run and run. What I'd like to point out here, though, is we've said about relationships being, the internet being a good thing for relationships or a bad thing for relationships. What I'd like to bring up here is, what about the exploitation? You've got these lonely people who, before they went to the pub, they bought a few drinks for a pretty girl. She said no, fine, that was the end of it. They were out a couple
And
of
they were
euros.
knocked back into their shell.
And they were
for
knocked
about 6
back and they were
months,
out a couple
as
of-
they should be.
Absolutely.
Because maybe they shouldn't breed.
No, but they were out a couple of euros, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Now you've got the rise of the internet, and these people are spending countless amounts of euros, large amounts of money on online dating sites. Who's actually benefiting from this? Because frankly, I'm not so sure it's these lonely people. I would suggest, frankly, that it is the companies behind them who are exploiting people's loneliness.
But that's called business in general.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
That-
advertising is based around
Yeah.
exploitation. The point you're making about these people being exploited, before there was the internet and online dating, there
Yep.
were dating agencies. There were also personal ads in newspapers, all these kinds of things. There was always a commercial aspect to all
There
of
was
it.
always a commercial
Even
aspect.
before that, there was matchmakers, there were arranged marriages. So to actually say that, oh my God, suddenly people's loneliness and their sexual frustration is being
But
exploited.
my
I mean, that's
argument
just
to you then,
not-
Jay, my
it's just-
counter argument,
you
if I can jump in, my counter argument to you on the fact of that is that before you're talking about these matchmakers and you're talking about all of this, that's the minority. Now the prevalence is to go on the internet to get everything you need online. It's become far more acceptable for people to use these formats, to use these online dating things. It's par of the course now. It's what we do. To get that to put it in a wider context, that's something for these people that is natural, it's normal, it's come about that it's an okay thing to do. So the people before who would never have even touched any of those services, who would never have put their revenue into the stream, now that it's become acceptable, they come in and do this, whereas before they would have used more traditional methods. Am I wrong on this?
I think you are, because I think it's everyone doing it nowadays, not just the loner. Never mind the loner being exploited.
Absolutely, yeah.
Clothing companies are exploiting me because of my need not to be naked walking around the street, even though God knows that's not what the men of Cork want.
Damn
But,
you.
no, honestly, everyone's getting into this. Plus, frankly, Plenty of Fish, all these dating websites, they're actually largely
They're free, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty
No,
of them
They
are
work
free.
on
They're
this
based on the
they're
advertising.
free when you go on, and then there's always a catch later on down the line for
Yes,
some of them.
Chris, if you're looking for the fancy diaper wearing websites or whatever,
Well,
you're
obviously
Which,
I am.
funny enough, actually, I was
these.
gonna pick that point up because I
please.
was having a look at some of the different dating websites that are out there just earlier on, just in preparation for this, and you know what?
prepared for this?
Yeah, well,
Prepared by using them yourself?
in depth.
Okay.
But no, I mean, one thing that did occur to me that was a very good thing about it is that there are a lot of people with niche interests. Now, they may not necessarily be diaper wearing, it may not necessarily be, being
Yeah.
a stoner, but they do want to meet each other, and they, you know, want to talk about Star Trek. They want to
Yeah.
talk about, you know, Lord of the Rings, whatever it is, and that's nice for them. To be fair, if the only thing you can really talk about is Star Wars, whatever, you know, you're not going to do very well at speed dating. That's going to be a wasted evening.
You're,
isn't
you're
it?
saying it's bringing the things that were once kept in the darkness, rightly or wrongly, out
Yep.
into the light so that we can all gaze upon
Which
them.
is actually like porn, the porn jealousy that my friends are talking about
See,
nowadays.
I don't really understand what porn jealousy is so much, because you'll
see-
have to fill me in on this.
Okay, welcome.
How
welcome.
jealous are women of porn anyway?
Yeah.
I think women are very jealous of porn. I mean, very few of my friends that I would know
Are they prudes?
accept that their boyfriends will watch porn. I mean, certainly.
But
you
surely,
would,
how
you
could
would think
wait. You're saying they don't accept
they,
that their boyfriend's
you
out? 'Cause
might-
surely they must know that their boyfriend's
in the
watch
back of
porn.
your mind, but you're not going to think about it. But if you find it on your boyfriend's laptop, you're probably going to be pissed
So
off.
you're
And what are
pissed
you
off.
going to do about it? Are you going to say, okay, look, you know,
Yeah.
I found this on your laptop. You know, you're allowed to have wet dreams because, you know, you can't control
Yes.
that. But in terms of like
What
jerking
you do
off,
in the
you
evenings
know,
when I'm not
that,
there?
you know,
I don't want you doing this. I mean,
you
dear
know, I
boyfriend,
mean,
but do
like
you
you will
prefer-
not have an orgasm
dear hypothetical boyfriend.
conscious, you know, outside of my presence.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Will
Do you
it?
prefer to not know
I think
about
it's the
it?
most
Wouldn't-
insane thing I've
Wouldn't a
ever heard.
relationship be better if a boyfriend were to save it all for the girlfriend?
So let's say your man's in the army or something like that. He gets like 6 months overseas,
no,
this kind of a
okay,
thing.
there's
So what are you saying? You know,
exceptions.
that he has to
There's
like
slight
he has to go on
exceptions.
patrol with like these bulging
Actually,
balls.
yes, I am. Yeah, why do guys need porn anyway? Girls don't sit at home. I
We
mean,
have a lot
Because
of
we're wired up
sexual
differently.
frustration.
No, men and women are wired up differently. There's different hormone levels. Like men have 10 to 20 times the testosterone level.
But sure,
So it
can't
has
they
to be
just,
burnt
you know,
off.
Look, come on,
do it
why
on
do you
their
think
own?
we
Why
rip
do
up
they need
beer
to look
mats
at-
in pubs?
But why do men need to look at pictures of random skanks doing that things to themselves in order to do
Or
their
have
thing?
things done to them.
Yeah.
and-
Because what's better
know.
than having an image in front of you rather than the weird and twisted things that come out of our minds?
Look, I actually have. Okay, this isn't exactly a historical fact, but it could well be.
A pseudo fact.
Yeah, a pseudo fact, if you will, but it's going to make a point. With technology, the film camera was invented by the Lumiere brothers around 1895, I think. The telephone, maybe just a few years earlier.
Okay.
As soon as one of the Lumiere brothers invented film, the first thing he did was pick up the telephone, call his girlfriend and say, look, you've got to get over here right now. I have a brilliant idea. Now, I'm not sure if that actually happened, but I'd be surprised if it didn't.
So look, let's in terms of sort of where we've come on this. In,
Oh,
in
and actually
terms of,
just one-
Have we caught any solutions?
I'm not sure we have,
Are
because
there
for,
solutions
But it's
to this?
interesting.
Can
I
we
find it
solve?
interesting how different men and women are. Women clear their profiles, clear the X's out of their stuff on Facebook.
Men
Men
keep them
don't.
around.
Women don't need to be watching porn to have a good time on their own. Turns out men do.
yes.
And do you not see, actually, that maybe the difference is the way that we're wired up? This is a genetic thing, this is a brain chemistry thing. You know, that like, there are
I
intrinsic
think- Yeah.
differences. You can't actually
think you're
train
probably-
men
I think this is
to
something-
be any
look,
other way.
I think this is a debate that the people out there who are watching Fake TV actually need to get involved in. We're talking to the lot of you, men,
Yeah.
women. Come on, get your comments on here. Which one of us is right? Obviously,
It's me.
Yeah. there,
Yeah.
But which
Yeah,
one of us?
I
Which
was
one of us
ready
is
for
right?
that.
Put your
Who's
comments
wrong?
online. But what we've got coming up is two more parts to this debate. We're talking about marriage. We're talking about relationships. We want you to check these two parts out. We're going to talk about all sorts of things about marriage. We're going to talk about gay marriage. We're going to cut into those debates on that. And we're also going to have a little bit of a look at what comes next. Where are we going next? Are we going to polygamy? Is bigamy going to come back? All of these wonderful, great topics. Check it all out on Fek TV. Keep watching us. Thank you so much.
And email us your,
Oh,
your
and email.
comments. All right.